The crew celebrate a quite remarkable comeback victory. Credit, Jesus Renedo/Volvo Ocean Race. The Spanish team MAPFRE stunned the Volvo Ocean Race fleet on Tuesday morning by stealing a win in Leg 8, with a shocking come-from-behind victory into Newport, Rhode Island. On Monday, with just 300 miles to go, MAPFRE was in 5th place. As Tuesday morning dawned, and with the fleet ghosting towards the finish line in extremely light and shifty winds, Xavi Fernandez's team was among the leading quartet, battling in slow motion with Team Brunel, Dongfeng Race Team and Vestas 11th Hour Racing. And even when the leaders were just 500 meters from the finish line, MAPFRE was still trailing Team Brunel as the pair emerged from the fog within sight of the spectators at the Fort Adams Race Village. But on approach to the final turning mark, MAPFRE picked up a zephyr of wind to sneak past Brunel and claim what just moments earlier would have been seen as a very improbable leg win. "This is unbelievable," skipper Xavi Fernandez admitted moments after crossing the finish line. "I can't be happier. We were always hoping to come back a little bit, but to be honest we were not expecting to win this leg, so we're super happy." MAPFRE and Brunel were neck and neck coming out of the Newport mist. Credit, Jesus Renedo/Volvo Ocean Race. "Our hopes were always that there would be a compression so we could catch someone. Last night has been crazy. How much everything has closed up and everyone on board did an amazing job." Buwe Becking's Team Brunel, who had been leading for most of the past week after the equator crossing, took a well-deserved second-place finish. Dongfeng Race Team, who had been ahead of the fleet on the approach to the East Coast overnight Monday night, suffered the cruelest fate over the final miles. Every break seemed to go against Charles Cordelier's team, and after being in position to claim the leg win, the team had to settle for 4th place with Vestas 11th Hour Racing storming past Cordelier's crew in the final mile of the leg. "This leg has had its ups and downs," said Charlie Enright, the skipper of Vestas 11th Hour Racing. "We didn't start great, but we feel like we sailed pretty well for the middle 2/3 of the leg. Then with some positive input from some local knowledge, we end up back on the podium, which is great." Newport is a homecoming for Enright and Nick Dana on Vestas 11th Hour Racing, as well as Mark Toyle, who did his college sailing nearby. "It's awesome here," Enright said. "It's 06:00 local time here and the amount of boats out is absurd. The amount of effort put in by Sail Newport and the stopover here is amazing. The final hours were painful for the exhausted sailors but extraordinary to watch. With the wind nearly shutting down overnight on the approach to Newport, the fleet found itself pushed around by the tide and currents near shore, at times even drifting backwards, away from the finish line. This meant there was a high degree of uncertainty. Positions were never secure until the finish line was breached by MAPFRE. No one suffered more in the final miles than Dongfeng's Cordelier. "We're very disappointed," he said. "We were dreaming about a victory here. But it makes me angry and I will be better on the next one. I'm already focused on the future and I promise Dongfeng will do a fantastic job on the next one." The shocking win by MAPFRE has a huge impact on the overall race leaderboard, where MAPFRE has regained the lead from Dongfeng, and now sits 3 points clear at the head of the table. Brunel retains the third podium position. The light winds near the finish resulted in a massive compression in the fleet, all the way back to SHK/Scallywag, who were trailing the leaders by over 130 miles just one day ago. But as MAPFRE crossed the finish line on Tuesday morning, David Wood's team was less than 20 miles behind. MAPFRE and the crew on Turn the Tide on Plastic had a difficult final day's sailing, seeing their hopes of a podium place evaporate after deciding on taking a westerly path into Newport. They eventually came into port in 6th place, having surrendered 2 more places during the morning's sailing. The next leg, which takes the competing boats to Cardiff, gets underway on May 20th,